Hey, this is Jim with Real Life Stories Christian Testimony Books. In our last episode, we talked about this book, Real Life Stories Veterans Edition, featuring the stories of the 27 veterans on the back cover, and how it's already being used in VA clinics and hospitals and cancer centers and many other places. But today I want to talk to you about a few specific places. And I'll be honest with you, when we designed this book, I never even anticipated the way it could be used beyond the VA hospitals and the clinics. So one day, Carl and I are taking a drive. We went out for breakfast, I believe it was. And when we're coming home, we got detoured. And when we got detoured, we had to go several miles out of the way. And I'm going down the road, and the thought came to me, there's an American Legion down that next road. Now, I hadn't been in an American Legion since my drinking days. Yep, big time sinner. Would have been an alcoholic if I hadn't quit. But I had this urge to stop in this American Legion. And it's about 9:30 in the morning. They hadn't even opened yet, but there was one car there. And so I go in with a book display just like this. I walk into the American Legion, I got this book display in my hands. I flip this book up to the bartender and I say, my name is Jim, and I help these 27 veterans print and publish this book. And now I'm helping them give away thousands of copies with the whole purpose of veterans bringing hope to veterans. Do you think you might have a place where I can set this book display right here in the American Legion? I'm going to pause a minute before I give you the answer I got. But as I'm walking into that American Legion, it's dark. It's kind of dingy. I could see the bar. I could see all the alcohol bottles up behind the bar. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. This is just like the bars and taverns I used to hang out in. There's no way they're going to give me permission to leave the gospel message that's camouflaged in the Real Life Stories veterans books here. I mean, you talk about taking the light of the gospel into the darkness. I mean, a lot of the people in there, they're drinking and smoking, and they want to forget their past. They want to forget the pain, the hardship, the hurt that war brought. And here, the light of the gospel could have an opportunity to be in the darkness. Well, anyway, when I asked that bartender, could I leave a display here so veterans could give hope to veterans? The answer I got was, yes, sir. So I left that American Legion with that box of books sitting right up on the bar. And I got to thinking about that. And I went home and I Googled American Legion near me. And I could not believe that there were 50 of them within an hour and a half drive. So, wow. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to Google VFW near me. And there was probably 20 or 30 of them. I was just amazed, totally blown away. So anyway, whenever Carla and I are out traveling now, going someplace, I'll have my GPS set on that destination, and then I'll punch into my GPS en route between where I'm at and where I'm going, are there any American Legions? And just about every time there is. And what do? I take them a case of books. And then I put VFWs en route. And there always is. And I take them a case of books. And we've been doing that, for the last year. But just to show you how effective this could be, we went to Florida this last year, January, February, March 2024. I took an extra 30-some cases of veterans books. And every town we visited, we looked for veterans, VFWs, Veterans of Foreign War Clubs, and American Legion Clubs. We hit 30-some American Legions and veteran foreign wars while we were traveling in Florida and gave each one a full case of books. And I was amazed. I started getting phone calls. Hello, this is so-and-so from post so-and-so. This is so-and-so from post here. Would you happen to be coming back through? We'd love to have you come and stop and visit with us. Invite you out for a meal, get to know you. It was awesome. Said all that to say this. There are veterans of foreign war clubs in a town near you. There are American Legions in a town near you. And then after we found those, I thought, hey, what about AMVETS? So we started checking out AMVETS. AMVETS have posts too. We started giving away books at the AMVETS. And then we found disabled American vets. Started giving away there. So not only are we able to get books into the hospitals and clinics and cancer centers, but we're able to get these books into the American Legion clubs, the Veterans of Foreign War clubs, the AMVETS, and the Disabled American Vet clubs. And there's others. We're just hitting the surface of this. And the thing is, there's like, I think 11,000 American Legions in the United States. There's 6,000 Veterans of Foreign War clubs in the United States. And I don't know how many Disabled American Vets there are and AMVETS there are. But said all that to say this. This is a gospel tool that is phenomenal, that works. And if you've been, I have people tell me all the time, I've been praying for God to use me. God use me. Give me a ministry, God. I'm going to tell you here today, and I'm going to tell you this prophetically. There's some of you watching this right now, you have asked God to give you a ministry, and He's handing it to you as I speak. Some of you need to call and get your first case of books and take it into an American Legion. Some of you need to call and get your first case of books and take it into a Veterans of Foreign War club. Some of you need to go to the AMVETS, some of you need to go to the Disabled American Vets, and some of you need to go into the VA hospitals and clinics that we talked about in the last episode of this video series. Well, God, I'm going to have to pray about it. No. If you ask God to give you a ministry and He handed it to you, you don't have to pray about it. He already gave it to you. You just need to do it. You need to be obedient. I am so thankful for the 27 men and women that wrote their testimonies to be a part of this book. 88,000 copies out in a year. Another 44,000 have been printed, and we're using them already. It's amazing what God has done in such a short period of time. But there is an American Legion near you. There is a Veterans of Foreign War Club near you. There is an AMVETS near you. There is a Disabled American Vets near you. Ask God today if He wants to make this part of your ministry. Well, I'm already doing something. Just because you're doing something don't mean you can't do something else. Well, I'm the worship leader at my church. That doesn't get soul saved. I'm the usher at my church. That doesn't get soul saved. I'm the cook when we do potluck dinners. Doesn't get soul saved. I work in the child care. Doesn't get soul saved. Oh, maybe occasionally somebody gets saved in the building. But this is where the rubber meets the road, folks. Out on the highways and out on the byways, taking the light of the gospel into the dark places. And I'll tell you what, in a place where you're drinking and smoking and crying and trying to get away from your past, that's a dark place. You have the ability to take the light of the gospel of Jesus into a dark place so somebody's life can be changed. This works. I've only got 2 hands, I've only got 2 feet, and I live in the state of Indiana. Yes, when we travel, Carla and I can do this. We did it all over Florida. We do it all the states leading down to Florida when we go for the winter. We do it around here in Michigan and Illinois and Wisconsin when we travel and get away for short visits here and there. But we can't do it in Oregon. We can't do it in New Mexico. We can't do it in Arkansas. We can't, Georgia, Alabama, Maine. We can't hit all these places. But thank God we got a fellow who's in the book by the name of Carl, and he's already taken books to Maine, into the American Legions. He's taken books to places in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. And so we need more help. We need more hands and feet that are willing to say, I believe in this. I see how God could use 27 veterans to bring hope to other veterans. It's not your typical packaging. It doesn't have a cross on it. It doesn't have a church steeple on it. It doesn't have typical religious symbols and signs on it. It doesn't have anybody's church name on it. That's what makes it good. It's the stories of veterans helping veterans. You can be part of this. I invite you to be part of this. God wants you to be part of this. Hey, pick up the phone and call us. Order a case of veterans books today, 72 books. Find an American Legion to take them to. Find a VFW to take them to. Find an AMVETS. Find a disabled American vet. And you just may even find that you like carrying them with you and giving them away to veterans you meet in restaurants or the grocery store or anywhere else you might be. This could be a life changer. Not only for the people you give them to, but for you. But for you. I know a lot of the people we give these to get salvation and you can't put a price tag on it. There's nothing greater. But I also know the great joy that it gives me to see somebody get saved. To know that being obedient and doing what God has said to do is making a difference in people's lives. So I invite you to be a change maker and to participate with us in getting out 1 million books a year. That's what God's called us to do. Get out 1 million books a year and give them away. And part of that 1 million books a year is going to be the Veterans Edition books. So pick up the phone and call us today. 219-762-7589. 219-762-7589. And help us help veterans bring hope to other veterans. God bless you. We look forward to hearing from you.